All right. Well, we were just discussing an early childhood recollection of Coney Island, and this has to do with this would have been right at the tail end of World War II, so about 1945 sometime through about 1949 or 50. And we did this several summers. My father and I would walk to McDonald Avenue and get on a streetcar and take it to Coney Island to the West 5th Street trolley terminal. In the early days, the very earliest recollection on the streetcar is that there were still women operating the streetcars because there was a shortage of men to do it because they were off still fighting the war or not released from the army yet at the end of World War II. We get down to Coney Island at the West 5th Street trolley terminal and then walk out onto Surf Avenue. Almost directly opposite the trolley terminal was Feltmans Beer Garden, which was down there in that location for many, many years prior to the time I was there, strictly as a beer garden. When we went there, it also incorporated a kiddie playground kind of thing, a small carousel, a miniature train that went around in and out, within the property. There was a midway with skee ball and shooting gallery and all kinds of entertainments like that. And we'd spend some time wandering around. It was almost like we had a routine. We'd go through all the same rides each time. Mm-hmm. And then we'd walk along Surf Avenue. And I specifically remember when I got a little bit bigger, he'd always put me on the very large carousel so I could catch the brass ring. And then go on the bumper cars. I think when I was very small, I seem to remember him doing that with me, and then later I just did it myself. The end destination was Nathan's for a couple of hot dogs and greasy fries and so forth, and then a walk on the boardwalk. Sometimes we would walk back to the trolley terminal and go home, and other times we would just sort of hang around and wait. And ultimately meet my mother at Lundy's in Sheepshead Bay. So that was a little bit of a walk or another trolley car ride. And we did this, I'd say we did this every couple of weeks or every 3 weeks throughout the summer for, it seemed like 4 or 5 years. Just trying to remember what Feltmans looked like other than my recollection is there was an enormous bar near Surf Avenue as you walked into the place, and this was the beer garden part, and then there was an area with tables and trellises and espaliers and things of that sort for that supported the beer garden, and then another area had the amusement park, the children's amusement park. That's about all I remember about it, though.